Good afternoon, this is my video about the Trust 3 Leadership and Style in Educational Management, ICAT Study Approach. My name is Halila Rodriguez Alvarez. I am an English student. Okay, the introduction to transformational leadership. The transformational leadership is a leadership style in which the leader inspires and motivates his team, guiding them towards a shared vision that fosters individual collective development. This type of leadership not only focuses on achieving immediately objectives but transforming attitudes and skills to reach the maximum potential of each member, driving positive and lasting change by encouraging creative and self-conventional and committing the transformation leader achieves an environment of continuous growth. In the educational field, the transformational leadership is especially relevant because teaching and the learning are the constantly evolving, and transformational leader in educational not only focus on improving students and the teacher performance, but also drives a culture of the learning, innovation, and continuous improvement. This leadership style responds to need to adapt in the face of changes such as technology advance and change in the educational methodologies and social spaces, by inspiring teachers and the staff to develop their own leadership and skills and more engaged educational community in create. With the ability to adapt it and move forward to meet learning objectives and effectively and sustainably. Okay, and the characteristics of transformational leadership, inspiration, and the shared vision. They mention how the transformation leader sets a clear and motivating vision that inspires others to follow it. The next is individuality and consideration. Okay, and the points out how the transformational leader cares about the individual needs and the personal development of each member. The next is intellectual simulation. It explains how critical and creative thinking is fostered, encouraging the teacher to seek innovation and solutions. And the next is idealistic influences. Describes how the transformational leaders act and role and models. Okay, the important points. And the important points, and the first is motivation and cohesion, and the transformation leader employs the motivation and the cohesion by inspiring teachers through and the clear and shared vision, by the communicating meaningful, proportional and objectives. A leader create a sense of belonging, which fosters more effective and effective collaboration. And with a commitment to common goals, the teacher team feels motivated to the different contribution because and the part of the positive change, and the therapy improving both in internal and the communication and overall engagement. And two, the reduced start turnover. The leadership also addresses staff turnover by focusing on individual support and development, by understanding and addressing the needs and aspiration of each teacher. The transformation and the leadership, it makes staff feel valued and supported in their growth. This personality consideration not only increases job satisfaction but also reduces the likelihood of the teacher seeking opportunities on the outside institution. Okay, the number 3, improve the performance, the transformation, and the leadership rise, and the teacher to innovate and improve, which translate into increasing performance and satisfaction by challenging teachers to think creatively and take on leaderships and the different roles in the classroom and in curriculum development. The leader motivational and then to excel, thereby achieving continuous improvement in their performance. Okay, the practical strategies collaborating meetings. In the school, regular meetings where innovation and ideas and solutions to common and the problems are shared, promoting and the culture of continuous learning. And the specific work at the groups for the teams that focus on key areas such as the implementing of new methodologies or conflict management inside the classroom. Okay, encouraging teamwork and autonomy. This is the collective goals, establish clear and achievable objectives and the institutional and departmental level, which all members of the educational team can adopt and towards which they can contribution is a significant way. And the next is the implementing and the transformational leadership, not only improves the quality of the teaching, but also possibility impacts the educational community. Being an inspiring and committed leader is essential to the creating in the space where all members can flourish and where education is aligned with the change on the continuous improvement. Okay, the different leadership styles. The first and traditional leadership. This is the leadership style released on a system of rewards and the action to motivate the performance and ensure task completion. The transitional leaders set clear goals and expects team members to meet them by following specific rules and the producers. When the results meet expectations, the members receive the rewards incentives. If they do not meet expectations, and corrections or the sanctions are applied, and this still is effective in situations, for example, that require clarity in the objectives and a high level of control. And the next style is the servant and the leadership. Okay, and the servant, the leadership is focuses on the well-being and development of team members and the community. The servant leaders adopt an empathic and the collaborative and attitude, producing the needs of others above his or her own goals. And this style is effectivity in the creating, for example, exclusive and the student-centered and environments, as it fosters an atmosphere on the support and respect, where the contribution and the personal growth of each team members are valued. The three is the situational leadership. The situational leadership is a flexible style in which the leader adapts his or her approach depending of the context. It's very important, the context, because the needs of the team or the situation is different. The leader may alternate between a more directive and a more delegative style. Depending of the factors such as the teams, for example, experience and the urgency of child's tasks or the level of the change and required. This skill is useful in crisis situation or the way new policies are being implemented, as it allows the leader to respond quickly to the circumstance. And the next style is the autocratic leadership. In autocratic leadership is the leader that makes decision unilaterally, without consultation the team or they consider a different opinion. This leadership is the style is characterized by time control and the focus on discipline and the complete with instruction. Although it can be effectivity in emergency situation or the when quick, clear direction required autocratic leadership. It can often reduce motivation and the cooperation is the long run has it limits team the participation is not the possible the creative. Okay, the discussion question. Transformational leadership. The first question is, how do you think a system of the rewards and the section impacts and the long-term motivation? Okay, for me the answer is a system of rewards and the sections can be effective in the short term and has it the motivates members to the meet specific goals. However, in the long term, it can become less effectivity. It has staff meeting work only to obtain rewards or about the sanctions rather than beginning generally engaged. This could reduce intrinsic motivation and the limited creation and the personal interactive. Okay, and the servant leadership, the question is, what situation do you think require greater and the sensitivity and empathy towards the needs of the student and staff? Okay, the situation involving emotional well-being in such conflicts between the students and the personal problems of the teachers, or the inclusion of the students with the special needs requires sensitive and empathy. This approach fosters a supportive environment where students and the staff feel valued and heard, the creating and the stronger and the more and collaborative, educational and community. Okay, the next question is, what are some things leaders may look for they adjust their style? Okay, and some indicators include change in the team performance, conflicts and between members love or role, and the clarity or declining morale. And the situational leader will adapt their style by looking at these factors and adjusting their approach, either by providing more different direction or allowing more autonomy and depending on what the team needs at the time. Okay, about autocratic leadership, the question is, what point do you think it made it start to affecting morally? Okay, for me the answer is the teen morally and mean and the suffer when autocratic leadership becomes dominant and limits the teen voice and ideas. When staff feel they have to influence or autonomy. They can become demonstrative and lose sense of belonging. Will also fall in emergencies and prolonged use can lead to a lack of the truth and reducing the comparison. Okay, the solutions, the selected the problem. The problem is the case study 1 and the communication breakdown, the communication on the between the school and the administrators and the teacher has significantly broken down. And the teachers feel unheard and that there is a lack of clarity about the policies and expectations. This has led into decreasing the moral and the performance among the teaching staff. The change is the poor moral among the teachers, the clean in overall the teaching and the performance. Increase turnover rate. Identifically the causes and the communication and the lack of the effective communications channel inside the school. The causes and the teachers to feel that the participation and feedback are not prioritized by the administration, which in the total contribution into the field of this disconnection and the balance between both the groups. Okay, this situation leads to a decrease in job, dissatisfaction and frequent advances, which is the tool reduces the cohesion and the collaboration within the educational team. When the teachers do not understand and the inspection or policies, their alignment with the school's goals becomes complicated and negatively affecting their performance in key areas such as innovation and the students' management and the teaching facilities, which impacts educational inequality. In addition, and the motivation and lack of effective communication drive teachers to seek better working conditions. The resulting is an increase in the staff return rate. This high turnover not only entails significant costs for the institution in the terms of the recruitment and the training, but also compromises in the community and stability learning. The grading and the recruitment cycle that impacts both the teachers and the student in the educational process. I think it is crucial that the administration implements an effective system to clearly the community the institution policies, expectations and goals. The grading and the policy manual and the audit introduction meetings are the best practice to ensure that the teachers and the well-informed and feel integrate into the school visions. Additionally, the foresting two-way and the communication on is essential. Establishing channels that allow the teacher to express their opinions and concerns such as anonymous surveys and the feedback meetings. Can secretively improve the relationship between the administration and the teaching team, allowing a decision to be better aligning with the staff needs. Likewise, the recognition on the teaching work should be a priority for the administration, valuing for both at individual in 10 level. The celebrating archivers and the recognizing the performance and meetings and establishing incentive systems can contribute to creating and the culture of the organization. This culture not only improves moral and job satisfaction, but also foster the positive and the collaborative environment where the teachers feel valued and motivated to contribute to the institution goals. Administrators can improve the communication and the transparency by honesty monthly. The faculty update the meetings where the important news is and the shared, and the policy check our discussion and the question are answered. And this approach encourages open and direct dialogue, which contributions to a better understanding of institutional expectation and policies. Additionally, implementing anonymous surveys and the suggestion and the votes will allow the faculty and to voice on the concerns, and administration shall review and act on this feedback and to ensure the continuous improvement. I think it's important that implementing the professional development and wellness in the program is critical to increasing the faculty and the morally and the reducing the turnover rates. By offering a training that aligns with the faculty needs and the development insists that the program employs the wellness. And the administration not only improves faculty in the performance, but also the reinforcements and engagement and job satisfaction. These actions can create a more positive and the motivational environment, the different benefiting both the faculty and the students in the educational process. Okay, and the last is that the reflection to address the communication on the problem and the consequences. The administration must establish the transparent and two-way the communication, clarify policies and the expectations, and value in the work of the teachers. It's important implementing these strategies will help reduce turnover rates, increase the moral and the performance, and the creative and the work environment where the teachers feel valued is important and they engage. In the long term, improving in the communication and work climate will also the possibility impact educational quality and the students' achievement. The recognition and the celebration and the teachers' individual and collective achievements will create a sense of belonging and the professional pride. Incentives such as awards for the educational excellences for public recognition within the community are key to highlighting the value of the teaching work and motivating educators to continue to contribution their best in their daily work. Thus, virtual the cycle is establishing that not only benefits the teachers, but also has direct and positive impact on the student learning and development. Okay, and this is the reference I used for the development the video. Thank you for attendance. This is all and for the task 3. Goodbye.